Singing joy to the world, to every boy and girl. Christmas is for you and me.
Singing glory to the newborn King. Everybody sing. Merry, Merry, peace on earth and joy to the world now. Merry Christmas. Jesus Christ is born.
This is a public service announcement. Wait.
The Patrick's, a divine Christmas available
November 7th.
What is makeup to me? Makeup is both therapeutic for myself and the client. Makeup connects. You know, I've always considered makeup a form of art. Certain brushes tailor to specific details and enhancements. Makeup is a representation of personality.
Ladies, tune in, let's go. Faith and real talk, let his goodness show. Ladies unfiltered, women faith, realness. Gracey, Ms. Beat, Jennifer J, fearless. Walking with God through life's ups and downs, sharing his love all around. Yeah. On Praise FM, where to live. The light don't dim. We talk hope, health, and trust in him. Ladies inside of you.
Hello, beautiful people, our fans. So good to be with you again. This episode is going to be coming to Arizona, or the call to Arizona, as some will be talking about, okay? Our story, or stories, will be about 3 ladies that came to Arizona. I believe we all have been blessed. We want to tell our story, and we'll see how life has led us here. And one affirmation I want to just leave you with from the get-go, and that would be, may we never forget how far God has taken us, me, within our or my space of influence. And I'm going to put in a shameless plug for my book.
Go right ahead.
Because I do talk about my trip to Arizona in my book. Underestimated, Still Standing, Miss V, Marilyn Jackson Downing. Get it, go get it. Okay. Why don't we open up with Miss Jennifer J.
Yes.
On your decision. Where'd you come from first to come to Arizona?
I came from Kansas. I'm not Dorothy, and I don't have Toto. I get asked that a lot. I came from Kansas, from the Kansas City area. I'm originally from Lawrence, Kansas. Rock, Chalk, J, Hug.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Miss Gracey.
I came from Nashville, Tennessee. That's where I came when I came to Arizona. So.
All right. And I'm from the Northeast too, Pennsylvania. And we're going to learn all about these traveling ladies. So we know where everyone's come from. So what was happening in your life at about the time that you made a decision, or you started to consider a change in location?
Oh, goodness. You can read all about it in my book. I'll do a shameless plug. Where you can't be like Jonah, 1,200 miles to obedience, because not only did I have to obey God's call, but he also told me to write a book about it. So I did. So you can read all the details, but I will share some of it today. But yeah, so God called me to move to Arizona, and when he was putting that in my world, I was just going, what? That's a long ways, and I've got kids and grandkids really close by, and I don't have anywhere to live. It was hard. But I definitely knew without a doubt that he was calling me.
Okie dokie. Miss Gracey.
Well, mine was not so much spiritual, but it was a change through family members. My son encouraged me to move here, as well as one of my cousins, actually a couple of my cousins, because I had came to visit the hottest time of the year here, 4th of July. And I loved it. I was like, I'm going back to Nashville, and I'm going to find me a job, and I'm moving to Arizona. Yeah, but and it happened too, but it was indirectly. I wouldn't say it wasn't spiritually related, but that it was God. It was an act of God, because I was able to find a job at that time. And actually, it wasn't in Phoenix, but it was actually God allowed me to go through Tucson first. You know how sometimes you make plans, but God has the master plan. So I had to go through the fire before I got to Phoenix. But I thank God for being here, and I thank God for my family. And I do remember one evening I was at my I was visiting with some family, and one of my cousins, she was on the phone with her dad, and he was here in Phoenix by his pool, and it was January. And I was like, wait a minute. I'm here in Tennessee where it's snow and cold, and you at your pool? Oh, something wrong with this picture. So that even got me more motivated to want to move. And I always wanted to move to the West Coast and just see what it's like to live on the West Coast, because I have family in California as well. So I'm just happy I'm here.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
And for my journey, I cannot really pinpoint it, but what I can say is I think I was visiting some friends, and they had visited Arizona, and they had a booklet, and I think I was leafing through this booklet, and I saw palm trees, I saw desert, and I was like, oh, that's in the United States. I gotta get to that quickly and easily.
Right.
And I'm like, that might be my place of paradise, because I'm from the South Louisiana, moved to Pennsylvania, and lived most of my adult life. And I said, I want to play golf all year long.
I didn't know you played golf.
I still working on it. I got all the equipment and the gear. Okay? So I need to get my little self back in on the golf course, you know. And so I'm like, this is gonna be it. So I think that somehow registered in my mind, and I made that's my goal.
Right.
Okay.
To be in paradise. And I know that Jesus is always in the desert.
Mm-hmm.
Good things always, not good things all the time.
He also went to the mountains.
Yeah.
We got mountains.
Okay. But he was out there. He learned a lot out there in them deserts. Okay. So I'm like, maybe I can get some education or something spiritually, you know?
Yeah.
But I just wanted to have that hot weather all the time as well. So that's my story on that one. And I just love the heat. We talked a little bit in a previous show about seasonal affective disorder, and I love the sun. It lifts my spirits. And then I had to visit, the chance to visit here, and it's so wide open. I could see the rain coming down, and you're riding in a car, and you see these clouds, right? And I was like, look at God. I can see his creation and his rain coming down. This is awesome. And it felt like my spirit could soar.
And isn't that funny? Because when I came here, every day was 72, blue skies. I thought, I got sad. I thought,
Really?
I'm never going to see a cloud again. I remember asking my sister, I said, why do they even have weathermen in Arizona? It's always 72 and sunny. And I thought, I'm never going to see a rainbow. I'm never going to see rain. I was really, I was like, I got up one day and I went, and it's sunny. I'm never going to see weather again. I was sad.
Really?
Isn't that funny?
But
We do have rain once in a while, and I have seen a rainbow, but
Yes.
I was new and I didn't know.
I think Tucson, it rains a little bit more, because that's where I was in Tucson, so it did rain quite a bit there. Yeah,
Yes.
considering.
I love the sun. just
I do
love the
too.
I do
sun.
too.
And during your feelings, during your thoughts of moving, what were some of your feelings about that? Anybody want to come in?
I call myself the professional mover.
Really?
I've lived in several states.
Okay.
You know. So I'm originally, I told you I'm originally from Chicago. So, and then I migrated from Chicago to Tennessee. I actually lived in Tennessee twice. And I also lived in Georgia.
Was that because of your work, your profession?
It was because of searching.
Elaborate. Tell us more.
Just searching, was just something that I wanted to do. I always wanted to live outside of Illinois, because that's where I grew up, and I didn't get an opportunity to go away to college when I went to undergrad. So this was my opportunity. God blessed me with a profession where I can pretty much get a job anywhere, as a registered nurse. So that was the opportunity. Then I had a marriage that was not the greatest, so I was kind of running and from the relationship and the things that were going on. So, but God brought me back to Chicago, got myself together, and my kids were grown, because they're grown now, and so that's when God opened up the door opportunity for me to move back to Tennessee, and that's why that's when I got the job as a nurse practitioner there, and things start, progressing. But I got tired of the tornadoes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like Tennessee is like the tornado alley, like with Kentucky and Alabama and all.
Kansas.
So I was like, I remember one day I was getting ready for work, and I had to go in my closet because they said, it was going to touch down. I was like, you can't leave. I was like, oh my goodness. So I was like, I can't keep doing this, with these tornadoes and stuff like that. But I did enjoy being there because I was close to my mom and other family members, and I could, travel and see them because I was that kind of person that I like to be on the road a lot. So, yeah.
Awesome. Life be lifing. Things be happening in our lives all the time. And we got to keep up.
Yeah.
We got to do our best to keep up and keep moving forward. How about you, Jennifer J? What was happening in your life at the time you were thinking about making a change?
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about it. I was doing it. I was called. I knew I was called of God to come to Arizona. And so I had no doubt about that. I had talked to all my adult children. They were all very supportive. They know if God's calling you, you got to do it. And so I just packed up my Nissan Altima and took what I could. So I took 6 Rubbermaid totes, and 3 of them were for work. Now, I was blessed with a job that was remote since COVID. So I called my boss and said, I'm going to move to Arizona. You cool with that? We did have meetings sometimes, right? I wasn't going to be able to come to the meetings. But he said, yeah, go wherever you want, just don't leave. So I said, okay. So called the payroll, and they said, you can't move to Arizona. We don't have a tax ID there. And I said, well, talk to the CEO because he said I could, and she said, I'll figure it out. So, all God, he already had that figured out. So I was able to take my job with me, which was amazing.
Yeah.
But 3 of the totes that I took were full of work computers and screens and telephones and things like that. So then I had 3 totes. I took one with clothes and shoes, and one with I might have taken 2 with clothes and shoes. One had all with the bathroom stuff, your makeup and your hair dryer and all your things. And then I just brought a few household things because I don't want to give away too much of the book, but I had to live with at my sister's house for a little while. And so I didn't need any of that stuff anyway. I didn't know it when I was packing stuff up necessarily, but as it turned out, those 6 Rubbermaid tubs filled my trunk and my back seat, and I just took off, and I didn't even cry when I left. I thought I would, but I didn't cry. I just said, here we go, God, down for the journey.
Yes, awesome. For me, I had this nugget of information in my brain, and I was going to act on it, but I thought I will do this in my retirement. So it took me some years and 2 husbands.
Okay. All right.
So I really enjoy the mountains too, and the 4 seasons, but it's so dark and it's so closed in, and my marriages went one way, the first one, and then the second one went left again, and I just started preparing. Making my exit, okay? And with that, we are going to take a break, and then we'll come back to hear the rest of the story.
Sheets of rain falling down, people moving all around. Some never think how great you are, some never feel with a clean heart. With all that you do and all that you've done, the fact that you gave your only son, you think they'd all cry, glory, hallowed be thy name, most excellent, most God. Yes, you're glorious. The stars and the moon Look and see your glory in the great heavenly. They'd have to cry out, glory, hallowed be thy name. Most excellent, most God. Yes, you're glorious. The mountains clap and the hills sing. Glorious, you're so excellent. Oh, you are. No one's holy like you are. You are. Yes, there's none besides you. You are. And there's no rock like you, Lord. No rock like you, Lord. You are. I find no fault in you. You're my glorious God. You are. Yes, you're glorious in your greatness and your power, in your majesty and your victory. Somebody say, is it you? He is to me. And so much more. Oh, worship him in the beauty of his holiness. Go on and worship him, worship the Lord. Is there anybody here? Anybody love him like I do? Then say you are. You're glorious.
Welcome back to Ladies Unfiltered. You just heard Minstrel Appointed with her song Glorious, which you can download on all digital media platforms. So, fans of Ladies Unfiltered, we will continue with my story, Miss B's story about moving to Arizona and where I was at. Like I said, I had one marriage that had failed, and I was married, had my children. They grew up to a certain age, high school. That is again when I decided to go back for my master's degree in community counseling, and I felt like they were old enough to be independent while I'm in college,
Right.
and do homework and work full time and work about 3 or 4 part-time jobs, internship.
Yeah, I get
I
that.
know what you mean about that
It
one.
was blurry. Only God
Right.
helped me to get through there. And so from there, there were several years in between because I needed to heal from my first marriage, because I take marriage very seriously. And my ideal thoughts were, when I get married, I wanted to stay married.
Right.
And not have a divorce.
Yeah.
And as I would say in my book, my picker was off center. Okay.
Mine was too.
Yeah, he looked good. He smelled good. He was tall. Glass of water. Nice hair.
Oh, okay.
In my book, we call him the Cheshire Cat.
Ah,
But anyway,
he was charming.
Oh yes, he was, and grinning and smiling at me, and I just loved it. I ate it up, girl. I ate it up.
Okay.
So the marriage lasted about 10 years, and it was an adulterous affair with him. All right, and we had purchased a little starter home with the kids and everything, and
You mean he had an adulterous affair?
yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. And I was early. I was in my late 20s, 28 when I had my first child. Excuse me. And then I had my second child 2 years later, and he was not a good father. He wasn't a good husband, and neither was he a good father. And I decided at that point in time that he was not going to be my future. So I had to make some moves and come to some decisions. And so I filed for divorce from him and went from there to continuing my career, working. I worked in behavioral health and recreation over the years. And I got the job at Corrections, Pennsylvania State Correctional Institution in Camp Hill.
Can I stop you just for a second?
Sure.
I want to know more about this adulterous thing. How did you find out?
You know, men are creatures of habit. And women know when things are a little different.
Right.
And I talk a little bit about it in my book, where I started off making a compromise, trying to do some things he likes to do, and he likes to drink. So I'm not a drinker. You know, one or two at the most, baby. One or two at the most, and they got to be watered down.
And not every day.
Every day? No way. And so there was a habit of going to the bar and hanging out, you know. And you know, some women, they want you to know that they have your man.
All right.
So, and I was young and kind of crazy during that time. I wasn't as mature as I am now. Okay, ladies, so I went and did my thing. You know, I was like, you know, prideful. I'm going to go and get my man back. I went to her house. Oh, I'm like, dummy. You're on her territory. Anything could happen, right?
That's right.
And I was like,
That's if they drag you in.
Right? So I got through that, thank God, safely.
Amen.
And I thought about it after. I was like, that was not a good move, sis. And we lived in a neighborhood that we took care of each other as well. And I had the nosiest neighbor.
Gladys Kravitz.
Miss Hill.
I'm telling my age.
And the female came to my house. And so Miss Hill, who's an older lady, she is a character. And I had gotten me a bat, and I had put it inside my house. Because you gotta come over here, sister. You're gonna get some of this.
I know that's right.
All right. And Miss Hill, of course, was looking at the window, hearing everything, right? And
Good to have nosy neighbors.
sometimes. But in any case, we exchanged some words and whatever. And I like, you know what, God, if he's not for me, I'm not going to be for him. So I just made the decision, let that go and move on with my life. So me and my children moved into an apartment my sister and brother-in-law had. And I stayed there for a couple years. And we went through it with a divorce and finally got the divorce. And 2 or 3 years after that, like I said, I went to work with corrections, and I was on fire. I was on my own, making some good money for my family and having a good time dealing with all the issues of being the first woman and first black woman to work in a state correctional male institution.
Wow.
Read about it in the book. And what all I went through, and God was with me the whole time, I believe. And so I was focused on doing a good job there and proving myself there. Because a lot of the officers were like, oh, we don't want no woman in here in the population.
You're doing it for you and for everybody else.
Yes. I got to take care of her. The men are going to be fighting more. The total opposite happened. But in any case, one day I was leaving the gym, and I was going to the personnel office outside the prison gate. And sometimes I get in this space where I'm only in my own head and my mind, but I'm focused on getting something done. So I was going out the main gate, and there were new officers coming in. And two were two African American men. And I just was walking, you know, minding my own business, trying to get to the personnel office. And this is a story he tells, that when he saw me, he said, "Hey, hello." And I dissed them. I did not speak to them. And that was kind of an unwritten rule for us because there wasn't that many black men and women working in the prison. So that was our little thing to speak and get to know each other. I'm like, okay. But anyway, he was working in the jail in a different unit, in a housing unit, and I'm running back and forth from the gym to the cafeteria. And he would come in, a little short dude, loud, brash, you know,
Okay.
wanted to be noticed.
Yeah, usually they are.
Yes.
Like that.
So I was sitting with another officer who I sat with from time to time when I worked late in the evening because he worked a second shift. And I noticed him. I'm like, look at him. Just noisy, arrogant. And I just kind of ignored him for a while. Long and behold, the officer I was sitting with, they were friends. So he finally came over and sat with us.
Set up.
Yeah. And we got to know each other, and I loved his mind, though. He had a really sharp mind. He spoke well. He was, you know, he could talk clearly and explain things. And I was like, okay. So me liking to get in people's heads, of course. I'm going to ask all these little sharp questions, you know, and he's answering them. And then after several days of that and weeks, he finally said, we ought to go out sometime. I'm like, I ain't going out with you. No. Already knew that this was not going to be good, you know. And so again, we continued to eat together for a while. And then finally, my other officer friend was like, let's double date.
Set up.
Okay, yes.
Set up again.
Okay. And so I agreed to that. I didn't want to be alone with him at that point in time. And so we dated. It was a very nice date, actually. And we started seeing each other. And from that point, I think we dated for a good 1.5 to 2 years. And it was a hot and cold relationship. When it was good, it was good. And when it was bad, it was bad.
Oh, wow.
And I had a lot of questions. His behavior was a little bit suspicious, and I didn't want to go back through that again.
Right.
But long and behold, flesh will take charge sometimes, you know.
I know.
So we ended up getting married. You know, introducing him to my children, and I wasn't introducing anyone to my children unless it was a serious relationship. And so I introduced him to my children because I wanted to get the okay from them,
Right.
as well. I did not want to make it a one-person decision because he had to live with us and they had to live with him. And so that's what we did. We got married. And like I said, it was good, then it was bad. It was good, and then it was bad. And I'm going to wrap this all up and keep you guys in suspense because some really not good things happened in that marriage. But they all knew that I wanted to come to Arizona. So that was never a secret. So that's the end of my presentation for this episode.
Be sure to follow us on Facebook and YouTube on Praise FM Live. That's PRAYZ FM Live. You can also catch us on Una TV channel on Roku. And so until next week, I'm Jennifer J.
And I'm Gracey.
And I'm Miss V.
And we are Ladies Unfiltered, where real life meets real faith.
Ladies Unfiltered, keeping it true. With God at the center, keep right to you.